You came on this motherfucker talking and giving off the perception that if somebody was to just internalize knowing that they was a Moor, that it was somehow going to exempt them from what the fuck is going on. Now, listen, when I asked you about it to go deeper in it, why did you? And I asked you, why did you be disingenuous about the young lady? Why didn't you just say, well, no, goddamn it, it don't exempt you, but it will put you in a better, or try to at least explain yourself a little bit. No, you kind of misled her into thinking that if she was to just get her nationality together,
that's not what was said.
Gonna exempt her from the war.
That's not what was said. That's not what was said. That's not what was said. No, you're no. That's not what was said. That's not what was said. That's not what was said. When she asked the question, my answer was that if we all say that we're Moors, we wouldn't be having any problems with these people. That's what my answer was.
Aboriginals, we wouldn't be having problems.
How do you figure? We've been saying we're Aboriginal.
Listen, the concept is this: if we all came together, we wouldn't be having no fucking problems. It don't matter what you call us.
It does matter what we call us because we have an enemy. We have an enemy. We know that there's an enemy out there. It's not our own that's the problem.
According to history, y'all was the enemies.
Say that again?
Facts. According to history, y'all was the enemies.
Whose history? Whose history?
Shit, according to the history.
According to whose history? Moors are the enemy. Answer the question. According to whose history are the Moors the enemy?
Oh, what you want to say? The pale-face history? Shit,
I'm asking you. You're the one that made the statement. You're the one that made the statement. You made the statement. You made the statement that the Moors are the enemy in history. I'm asking you, which history says the Moors are the enemy? Whose history? What do you mean, y'all? Who? Name the parties. Name the parties, because like I said, I'm not, like I told you, I'm not the Moor Science Temple Moors that you guys usually deal with. I'm not them. I'm an actual, factual, I have a nationality card. If I'm traveling, I show a nationality card. If somebody says who I am, and they look like the enemy to me, which is the colonials, that's the only people who are my enemy. People who look like me aren't my enemy. My enemy are the people who colonized my people. So for you to tell me that I'm some type of sellout or something like that because I say that I'm a Moor, when I know I'm doing things to uplift my people and not keep them in subjugation, you're full of shit. I don't have to hear what you're saying. You're trying to generalize. You're trying to generalize something.
This is where we disagree, right? It's like this, right? I'm not saying that you don't have a right to identify who the fuck you is.
Exactly.
Speak the culture of your people and tell the history of your people. What we're saying is we got too many of these people in our community that's trying to goddamn get people to internalize these different concepts of philosophy and reality and religion and shit, and it all leads them back to the same shit.
No, it all goes. I can't agree with that. I can't agree with that. You have not
found the philosophy yet.
I can't agree with that.
You from these motherfucking oppressors.
Because I'm talking from experience. I'm talking from experience. I'm speaking from my personal self. I'm not speaking from some book that I read. Right? I came up as Rastafarian. I've been Rastafarian, got my ass kicked by these people. I've been black and got my ass kicked by these people. I've been Kemetic. I've been Nuwapian. I've been Cherokee. My family themselves in Trinidad and Tobago, they have land that's their land. We know that we're the first people in this land. So I'm not saying that we're not indigenous and we're not Aboriginal and all that. What I'm saying is in my experience, from me living my life in all these different schools of thought, when I said I'm Moorish, I receive the least resistance from these people. Yes, I still receive resistance, but it's not the stuff that I used to get when I was calling myself all these other stuff. When I start saying I'm a Moor, these Europeans realized that I knew something more than my people know, because they always ask me, how do you find that out? Doesn't matter who I'm talking to. Once they have a nationality and I say that I'm a Moor, I'm not black, and I'm not African, and I never came here on a slave ship, they never say, oh, well, why don't you say you're Aboriginal? Or why don't you say Indigenous? They say, oh, you mean you're the Moors from that used to be in this land? Yeah, we're returned. We're the ancient ones. We came again. Here we are. How come your people don't know this? How come you know that you're a Moor, but your people don't know that they're Moors? This is what people who don't look like me, that I never met, never talked to, only in my interaction with them, did they tell me things like this. So for myself, I know that other people who have my mindset.
Ab TV, can you drop the link in the thing? I'm gonna come off my phone onto my computer.
Everybody who has this mindset about nationality, things are good. We're not saying don't be indigenous. You're misinterpreting what's being said because, again, of the same thing that you're talking about. Our people want to attach to things that, is whatever. But then when we say that we're Moors, people want to detach from it, not attach to it. Like, why wouldn't you attach to it like everything else?
I agree with you to a certain extent, Canaanland. The issue is, like I said, man, people, like, the psychological game is real, right? Like, people will psychologically manipulate you into subconsciously feeling guilty for not fucking with them or internalizing what the fuck they believe. Like, let's not play these games, man. It's people out here, right, who identify as Moors, as Aborigines, and all these other types of, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to call them religions, right? And they recruiting, right? And all of these people got the same fucking playbook. If you do this, if you tell me, if you just proclaim that you this, then you somehow gonna be free from goddamn oppression. And what a lot of our people are not saying is that it takes a lot more than just declaring your nationality to actually be free of being oppressed by policy forces. There's a reason why certain individuals get locked up every week and some niggas ain't been locked up in 10 years. You understand what I'm saying? There's a reason why. Now, nationality can be utilized, right, to a certain extent to seek remedy or to get the proper reality that you're trying to manifest, right? But at the same time, we cannot continue to act like nationality is the end-all, be-all. Genealogy is the end-all, be-all. The information is the end-all, be-all. When we've got different forms and facets doing all of that, and it still ain't the end-all, be-all yet. Okay? So I feel like our people need to become more humble when we exchange information. And I agree with you. We shouldn't get so emotionally triggered when a motherfucker say, well, we the Moors. Now, I'm a little bit, you know what I'm saying, deeper into the psychological understanding of triggers and shit like that, right? Maybe more than others. But you're valid in saying that you have a right to say who you are, you have a right to speak who your people are. But we also got to talk about frequency and energy. And a lot of times your frequency and your energy be giving off the impression that you need to get down with this to be safe. That's what a lot of niggas do. They won't say it.
No, but that's what it is. That's what it is, though.
They won't say it. Hold on.
That's what it is, though.
Hold on. Let me finish my thought. I won't be long-winded. They won't say it, though, right? They won't literally come out and say, well, y'all motherfucking stupid as fuck for not fucking with me, right? But what they will do is throw out little subconscious little seeds and shit and plant them within your head, right? And let them things manifest, and eventually they know to come around.
Only masters do that.
The mind of the people work. So I've seen a lot of Moors, Aboriginals, Black Powers people come on the internet, right, and give off the frequency of if you're not getting with this, then you're lost, right? And they harvest a bunch of energy, get a bunch of people riled up and shit, and then don't produce nothing but the same reality.
But that ain't nothing. Now, that's not new. They've been doing that. They've been doing that. That's not nothing new. There's been people who riled up our people to go, million people go march on Washington or whatever, and then talk about or else after, as if they did something. They didn't do shit. What do you mean? You just march to Washington and stand there, and some guy does a speech, and then you go home, and that means million people did something?
That ain't nothing. We don't believe in that march, and majority of us don't believe in the march because marching ain't never got us nowhere.
Exactly, but that's the same thing.
To say is, like he was saying, and like she was saying, You know, everybody has the right to self-identify, but y'all trying to make like we're not American if we don't have Moorish on the front of it.
That's not what we're saying. We're saying what we're saying with the people. How is that what I'm giving off? If I'm telling you, hold on a second. The first thing I said.
That's what you're giving off, but you don't even, that's my thing. If reaching a common goal means that sometimes you can be wrong, and sometimes you have to look at yourself. And if three people
what you mean? What have I said that? What? Yeah, but no.
Then you should be trying to.
No, not really. You know why? No.
You don't like to let nobody talk either, do you?
No. You know why? Because this is not. I'm not on here because of some. I'm not on here because of some platform. I already know what you're saying because I know where you're coming from. I used to be where you were, so I already know where you're coming from. I don't have to hear you talk. I know where you're going.
Platform that said that's what you're giving off. I'm the newbie.
And that's why I'm saying if you're a newbie, if you're a newbie, if somebody's a newbie, then you shouldn't be talking. If you're
that, buddy, you got the right one, baby. I'm not that newbie.
So then why are you saying you're a newbie then? So why are you saying you're a newbie then? This is what we're talking about. This is what.
How do I learn?
This is what we're talking about.
You have the right
language. This is what we're talking about. Language. When I first came on here, the first thing I said is that as Moors, we don't care what you call yourself. Just put Moorish on it to give it power. That's all we're saying. That's all we're saying. We're not saying don't be who you are.
You said just going by Cherokee, Saponi, Chata. Oh, there's no power behind that unless you got Moors with it.
There's not as much power. I didn't say there's no power. I said add power to it. Listen to what I'm saying. I didn't say there's no power in saying you're Cherokee. I didn't say there's no power saying you're Cherokee. But if I could do my own research and see that the Cherokee people are saying they don't want Negroes to be part of that, then obviously there's a fraud there.
We're not even worried about them. They're not the original people. Those are hybrids.
We're not. Listen. When you say, are you gonna tell me that the Declaration of Indigenous rights at the UN is some bullshit, or is that a legitimate document that we could use?
Say that again.
The UN Declarations of Rights of Indigenous People, is that a document that we could use as proof of anything, or is that some bullshit? Say that again.
The unwritten drip, we can use that.
We could use that.
But wait a minute.
Hold on.
That's a fallacy, though.
Oh, so
that should not be used to stand upon.
No, nobody's saying stand on it. I didn't say stand on it. I didn't say stand on it. I said using it as a reference, because if we're saying we're indigenous they put out. So
I don't use nothing as reference. I got the right to identify myself before a UN never said anything, nigga. I got the right to do whatever the fuck I goddamn want.
What type? Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question. If you have the right to self-identify, right? When you get stopped by somebody who calls herself police, do you give them identification?
I don't get stopped by the police.
What do you mean you don't get stopped? What do you mean you don't get stopped by the police?
I don't get stopped by the police.
So as Aboriginal, you never been stopped by the police before?
Oh, I've been stopped, but not since I've been in my proper standing, no.
Okay,
I haven't been stopped in about 10 years.
Okay, so you haven't had no court issues or nothing like that?
Nothing, Brad.
All right, cool. No, cool. Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. So as Indigenous, have you ever spent money before?
Have I ever what?
Spent money.
Spent money?
Yeah, have you spent money as Indigenous?
Come on, man. That's a rhetorical question. Come on, keep going.
When you spent that money, did you pay taxes?
No, I actually don't pay taxes.
No, I'm asking you.
Pay taxes. When you in commerce and you utilizing federal notes in the system, of course you're going to pay state taxes or whatever.
But why should you pay state taxes? Why should you pay state taxes?
If I didn't want to pay,
but why should you pay state taxes? But why should you pay state taxes?
Whip out a nationality card that say I don't pay taxes and I won't pay taxes.
So
that's not what's
okay.
important to me.
So
What's important to
so
me
you
is
have an
putting on
ID
our
then.
people,
So
not paying taxes.
so you have an identification card then.
I got more than that. I got a business.
No, I didn't ask you all that. I just asked
you.
No, because we're talking about identification. So I'm asking you. Okay, so the trust that you have, who signed the trust that you have? What names on the trust? Who signed it? What was the name that you put down on your trust?
Which one you want to know about?
You want to know
what name signed off on the trust? If you say that you're, I know your name's not Young Phenom, right? Your name's not Young Phenom, right?
My name is my name.
Hold on a second. So you have a name on here called Young Phenom. The name right there says Canaanland Moors. I know that there's no such thing as a person called Canaanland Moors. I'm Cujo L. I'm a Moorish American. That's who I am. So I'm asking you, if you're not Young Phenom, who are you? Like, I want to know who you are so we could do some business, as show some unity with each other. So who are you?
So you want to do some business commercially, or you want to do some business? You talking about tribally?
Bro, I'm Cujo L, and I want to do business with you. Who am I engaging with so I could do some business with you? Who are you? That's the simple question.
So because you have okay, so this is what I say. I descend from the original people of the Sea Islands and what is known as Georgia, Florida, and the southeast coastern of the United States, what is known as the United States. I'm a direct descendant of what is, or at least halfway, of what is now known the Gullah Geechee nations, but what was formerly known as Yamasee, Seminoles, and all the other little fictitious terms that was created. But we know about the people in the empires that was in that geographical landmass. Now, I still reside and still have property and land within the Gullah Geechee nations and corridor and territory, okay, and has been there as long as I can fucking remember. And I don't know. What else you want here? You want to know where it's at? You want to look it up?
No, you still didn't answer the question. You still didn't answer my question. I mean, I get all that, and I'm riding with everything that you're saying. I don't have any dispute as to what you're saying. But I'm saying,
I'm the
who are
king
you?
of the Geechees. What's up?
You say that again? That's your name?
What?
Like if I ask this sister right here, what's your name? She's gonna say Yvette, whatever her name is, right? That's what she's gonna say.
I'm about to change my name around.
So I'm asking you. I'm asking you if you're saying that's who you are. You're indigenous. Who are you? I'm saying I'm a Moor, and my name is Cujo L. Right? That's who I am. I can show you some identification if you want that to show you that that's who I am. If you're saying you're indigenous and we're supposed to unify, and I'm supposed to do a contract with you, I'm gonna write on the contract the Gullah Geechee of the whatever and all this. No, I'm not. I'm gonna put your name on there. So what name am I putting on the contract that we're gonna do as two Aboriginal people who are part of different tribes that want to unite? That's all I want to know. You're telling me about some stuff in Georgia. I never asked you all that. I just want to know your name. And if you don't have a name, or you haven't done the process of correcting your name or anything like that, then you shouldn't be talking about people are anything. If you're not it, I'm a Moor, so I can talk like a Moor. I can show you ID to show I'm a Moor. I can show you paperwork from court that I went to court and they recognize I'm a Moor. If you're telling me that you're not a Moor, you're something else, then prove that to me. That's all.
So let me ask you a question. You sound real good right now.
That's all.
So you saying legally your name is Canaanland Moor?
Didn't we just say that?
All right, shut the hell up, Canaanland.
Didn't we just say that we have a right to self-identify? No, but we just said we have a right to self-identify.
Did your mama call you Cujo L?
We just said that we have a right to self-identify, right?
Did your mama call
Didn't we just say that we have a right to self-identify? Didn't we just say we have a right to self-identify? I swear we just said that we had a right to self-identify. And then when I self-identify as Moor, you're trying to tell me I'm not what I claim? Come on. Who you think you fooling? Who you think you fooling?
I ain't swing. You punch yourself in the face.
Who you think you fooling? Your name's not Young Phenom, bro. Show me some ID saying that Young Phenom is who you are. And you too, original Copper Empress.
No, that was actually.
What do you mean?
Look, sweetie, Canaanland.
What do you mean?
All I gotta do is
Moon?
trademark it.
Hey,
That's
Moon?
all I have to do is
Hey, Moon,
trademark it.
your mom called you original Copper Empress? So your mom called you original Copper Empress, right? That's what you're saying, right? Your mom called you original Copper Empress, right?
Yeah.
That's what your mom named you when you came out her womb.
Yeah.
She named
Yeah.
you
That's what
original
she
Copper
named me.
Empress.
That's what she named me.
Get the hell out of here.
What's the purpose?
Get the hell out of
You
here.
just want to know my real name?
Get the hell out of here.
My real name is Ricardo.
Now why you tell them man your name?
The hell?
So what's the real purpose now that you have the name that Young Phenom just fed you? What's the purpose past that?
I mean the point was to show you that these people can't even identify
My
themselves.
real name is Ricky Ricardo.
These people aren't identifying themselves,
You just gave him your name.
right? That's the whole point. You people don't even have a nationality. You people don't even have identity. You're claiming that you got this identity. You're claiming you have this indigenous identity. Young Phenom, original Copper Empress. Young Phenom, original Copper Empress.
Too many people talking.
They're
at one
claiming,
time.
oh,
Okay.
right? See, and then they mute me when
What
we
was you
get them
saying,
on the lock,
Auntie?
right? Every time we get them on the
Go
lock.
ahead. I'm trying to-
Of course, go ahead. What's she gonna say? What's she gonna say?
So now you know.
What's she gonna say?
Listen, so now everybody knows when you put on the contract, just put on there Ricky Ricardo.
Right? That's dumb shit. Because you wouldn't do that shit. Because you wouldn't do that. Stop talking shit. What do you mean put Ricky Ricardo on a contract? Why would you put Ricky Ricardo on a contract?
Moore's on the contract?
Why would you put? What do you mean? I told you Canaanland Moors is not a person.
Cujo L.
I put Cap Cujo L.
What do you mean? I'm Cujo L. If I say I'm a Moor, I'm telling you I'm a
So
Moor.
wait a minute.
If I go to a Jew, he's gonna give me a Jewish name.
Let's
If I
do
go to
it.
a Chinese man, he's gonna give me a Chinese name. Basic
hold
shit.
on, Cujo, let me get it in. So you trying to explain to me, right? Because you went through the proper channels to trademark.
No.
your name,
I never said that.
name.
Don't even go there.
You
Nobody
claim the
trademark
nationality.
anything. Nobody
And you
trade.
put
No.
on notice,
I'm going. I'm no.
that you're
Good
a
try.
Moor,
Good try.
and that
No.
puts you in a
There's no
different
trademarking of anything going on. You're a liar. Nobody said anything about trademark anything. So why are you bringing that in the conversation? I never said anything about trademarking anything.
So how are you declaring that your nationality? How
What
did
you
do that,
mean?
brother?
We just said we have a right to self-identify. I'm riding with you.
Oh, so you're using the UNDRIP.
What you mean? I'm riding with you. You say we have a right to self-identify. I'm saying I identify as a Moor. I'm saying I identify as a Moor. I'm Cujo L.
Before there was an UNDRIP. That's what I said.
What's that? Say that again.
I said I've had the right to self-identify before there was an UNDRIP.
No shit. Obviously, if you're indigenous, duh. Why wouldn't you have the right to do that before the UNDRIP? What's your point of bringing that up?
Okay, so
What's your point of bringing that up?
What is the point of using the UNDRIP in one sentence, right? You'll say we need to have a nationality. We need to add Moors to our name. We need to do all of these things.
Yeah.
Right.
But why did I say do that? Why did I say do that? Why did I say do that though? No, but why did I say do that? No, why did I say do that? Because I also said why.
Let me speak.
I'm asking you why I said I did that.
Say this. You're giving off the perception of the average person, right? If I do these things that this brother say, then I'm somehow my reality is going to change from that. Now we cannot acknowledge that all you want, but that's the power that you have when you are disseminating information to the people. Okay, so when you say all you got to do is put more at the front or the back, that gives off the impression, okay, that term has a power that could protect me. It also has the power that I can stand upon and the culture that I can stand upon to teach my children and they can stand upon. And none of that is real. None of that is true at all. The term Moor got no standing, just like any other goddamn term that they gave you.
You're a liar, because I stood as a Moor. I stood as a Moor. I stood as a Moor. So you can't say that. No, you can't say that though.
If you're going to tell me...
You can't say that, because I'm a Moor. You say that.
All right.
Take that back.
You just gotta go. Bye-bye.
Exactly.
So if you're gonna tell
Exactly.
me, if you're gonna tell me, goddamn it,
Exactly.
that if I use fuck it, any term, I don't even care if it's Indian, American, whatever term, right? Because you didn't create this language here, right?
Exactly.
We can all
right. That's the issue that we have with our people, because they want to keep doing fake stuff. They want to keep doing fake things. How is it that we're talking about unify with our people? Unification means that you're going to be engaging in some type of commerce with other people. You're going to be doing that. How, in God's name, are you going to tell me your name is Aboriginal Copper Empress or whatever? And then when I ask you for identification to prove that that's who you are, you're telling me about some stuff in Georgia and your great-grandmom, and you're telling me all this BS. We brought up the UN drip. We specifically brought up the UN drip. Don't worry, they're just testing this stuff. We brought up the UN drip because in the UN drip, it says you have a right to a nationality. If they're indigenous and they have a right to a nationality, then what's the nationality, Indian guy? What's the nationality, Indian? Tell me, please. What's the nationality? Nationality is the order of the day and will forever be the order of the day. Until our people have a nationality, they're going to be nothing. They're going to be treated like shit just because. And the so-called Indian whoever's, that just like off this little panel that we're on, they're saying that they don't want to be Moors and they don't have to call themselves Moors and all that stuff. Guarantee all of them have state license in their pocket. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. They're Aboriginal and Indigenous, but they have some stuff that they got from the colonizer as who they are. And then they're going to come online with some fake Indigenous name and try to tell you that they're Indigenous and they did their genealogy and all that stuff, but your name's Franklin? The hell are you talking about? How are you Franklin and you're Indigenous? Obviously you're European. If you're going to say, my name's Young Phenom and I'm Indigenous, you're a liar. Because young is not an Indigenous word and phenom is not an Indigenous word. So how are you Indigenous if you say that? Cujo L is Moorish. If I say I'm a Moor, I should be able to show it's real. Don't worry, we'll be back.